Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this walkthrough of two decks. It's a joint walkthrough. You're getting a twofer here. But I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the Healing Not Broken deck and the follow-up deck Continue to Grow by Brittany Zahurik. So I want to give full credit. I found out about Healing Not Broken through Arcane Panda. So I will link the video down below where I first saw this deck. I reached out immediately to Brittany Zahurik and said, oh my gosh, I need to get my hands on these. And she was amazing. She sent me these so that I could share them with you guys. But also, please do go check out Arcane Panda's video. She did an amazing job. I'm really excited about the theme of these because this falls right in line with my work. As you guys know, I'm super passionate about self-worth and about healing work and personal growth and all that kind of stuff. And this just falls beautifully right in line with the kind of stuff you guys know I love to talk about on this space. So I'm really excited to dive into both decks. I was really impressed when they arrived. If you want to see what the actual packaging looked like when it showed up, because these were beautifully wrapped in gorgeous tissue paper, and it was really a fun package to open. You can see a sneak peek at the end of my Eclectic Witchcraft video live stream that was earlier this month. So I will also link that in the description box down below, provided I don't forget. But for now, I just want to dive into both these decks. So Healing Not Broken came first, and just the terminology of this. Some of you guys might know that I considered not that long ago I was looking at a tarot deck called Broken Isn't Bad. And actually one of the hesitations I had about that, as beautiful as that deck was that recognizing that I'm not broken was a huge part of my personal growth journey and my healing journey, particularly given my personal set of experiences. So the idea of healing not broken is a really powerful idea. For that alone, I knew I had to get my hands on this deck and take a look at it. So I'm going to make sure we're not bumping. Hold on one sec. There we go. Perfect. So I'm going to dive in first to Healing Not Broken. Now, this is the deck that's been out longer, and Continue to Grow is also says here on the box Series 2. So we're going to take a look at that. These are both 42 card affirmation decks. Both of these decks are the same size. So they have different backs, but we'll get into all that. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's kind of a fun, very eco-conscious, simple, like corrugated cardboard style packaging. This isn't necessarily the kind of packaging that we're used to seeing in indie decks, but I will say that there was not even a single piece of single-use plastic that came with this deck, and I have to give full props to Brittany for that, because we get a lot of packaging, especially those of us like me who bring in a lot of decks into our collection. There's a lot of like plastic wrap and like different kinds of things that you have to break through, or excessive packaging, and this is very simple, and I know that this packaging will compost if I were to decide to get rid of it. I tend to keep my stuff in bags, so I will probably actually store this box because that's what I tend to do. But if I needed to downsize and I knew that this deck was going to be permanent in my collection, then I would eventually get rid of packaging. But as you can see, it just opens up just like that. And there's a nice little thank you card in here with Brittany's information on here for Instagram and Etsy. So her Instagram account is at Healing Not Broken, and the shop is etsy.com/shop/photos by Brittany. So I'm going to bring that up so that you can hopefully see that there if you want to pause and take a screenshot. I will try to remember to have all the relevant links down below. I usually am pretty good about that, so just definitely hit me up with a comment if you don't see some information that you need, because I want to make sure you guys can find your way to this. So I'm just going to pop this over to the side. And then, again, a paper wrap around the cards, which I am a fan of. So I'm going to set that to the side. So there's no guidebook or anything because this is a affirmation-based deck. So there are already words right on the cards. And I feel like, yeah, this is touching my table. Give me 2 seconds. If I have any part of my setup touching my table, then what happens is that it wobbles, and I don't want any wobble. Okay, so these are what the backings look like, and they're really, really pretty. I kind of wish that the words weren't on the back because I prefer simple backings with no words, but this is really pretty. I love all the like liquidy swirls here and the flowers. They're not reversible, but they don't need to be because, again, these are affirmation cards, so they're going to be cards with text on them, and having those come up reverse would actually be a little bit on the annoying side. So let's zoom in. We're going to flip the deck around and go through all of the cards. So there's a little welcome here from Brittany. It says, "Hello, you beautiful soul. I am so excited that you have picked up this deck. My journey, like most, has been a roller coaster. Finding a way to cope and heal during the hard times wasn't always easy. I turned to my art, searching out things that fit my mood that day, and I saved quotes that hit my soul in a much needed way. Originally, my intentions for these cards were for me to draw one at random each day and see what the universe knew I needed to hear, and to see my work come to life. As I shared these with friends and family, I realized these cards are helping me heal, helping me start my day off with a positive mindset, and if they could do that for me, then maybe they could do that for someone else too. I hope these cards find you well and can impact your lives, even if it's just a little reminder that you are healing, not broken. With love, Brittany. So there's a note here on how to use the cards. It talks about using them however they work for you. She likes to pull draws in the morning and talks about that, or handing them out. Leave them in fun places for people to find. Hang them up in my car, on my mirror, on my fridge, anywhere I'll see them throughout the day. And it just keeps talking about how to use them basically. And there's a note here: if you love them as much as I do and share them via social media, please feel free to tag at Healing Not Broken on Instagram and the shop link so others can heal and connect as well. So let's just go through the cards. I love the style of artwork. It's very flowy throughout the deck. So there's different little, some of these are quotes and some of them are just sayings. So some of them will be credited to an author and some won't. So there's a bit of a mix going on throughout the deck. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. That's a Dalai Lama quote. Please remember that you are healing, not broken. Love this Band-Aid on there, right over top of a person. That's really good. And that looks like almost like a diary page in the back here. Keep your head up. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. That's pretty. I am worthy of the time it takes to do the things that heal my heart. Always remember who loved you at your darkest. Today, reach out to them and tell them how much you appreciate them. It will make you feel good and them too. Be so positive that negative people don't want to be near you. I love that one. Do not confuse my bad days as a sign of weakness. Those are actually the days I'm fighting my hardest. So true. God is saying to you tonight, get some rest. That stressful situation is in my hands now. What I like about decks like this too, and I'm going to comment because there's already been 2 cards referencing God. There are different spiritual beliefs, and often we see this come up, especially in affirmation or oracle card decks where there's a lot of text. Keep in mind that if that's a word that is uncomfortable for you, if it doesn't resonate for you, decks like this, it is so easy to just simply pull out the cards that are like that for you and just take them out of the deck. You don't have to work with them, right? And I think that's really nice. There's no numbers here. There's no system. There's no guidebook. You don't have to worry about having missing pieces. You can pass those along to somebody you think will appreciate them, anything like that. So here it says to keep things, and it's to keep things off my mind. And it says, today make a playlist of your go-to jams. You know, the ones that make you turn the volume up in the car. Today, focus on loving simple things. Today, focus on what makes you happy. It says, I refuse to sink. The pain that you've been feeling cannot compare to the joy that is coming. Oh, and there's like little pieces of a heart that looks like it's broken. Oh. Wherever life plants you, bloom with grace. Be the energy you wish to attract. This, don't confuse what they say with who you are. Take a moment and appreciate how far you've come. There's never a reason not to chase the ones who make you feel something. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. Gratitude has the power to pull you out of a dark place. Today I'm grateful for, and there's numbered 1, 2, 3. So this would be a great reminder to do a gratitude practice. Forgive yourself for not knowing better all the time. Forgive yourself for giving away your power. Forgive yourself for past behaviors. Forgive yourself for the survival patterns and traits you picked up while enduring trauma, and that's underlined. Forgive yourself for being who you needed to be. Really powerful words. You got this. Just breathe. Grow through what you go through. I love this. This is a really cool painting here with the profile, and then there's like a skull in here. Really cool. You won't reach great heights if you're not willing to climb. Breathe. For real. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, love and light for 4 seconds. Hold it in for 4 seconds. Exhale fear and anxiety for 4 seconds. Again. One more time. It's really beautiful. Oh no, a landscape card. Okay, that does actually bug me. I forgot about this on my first flip through. I would prefer that the artwork all stay one direction or another, and it stinks because I know that artists sometimes make, like, look at this gorgeous turtle. How could you have cropped that? You can't. And would we not want him in the deck? He's like a turtle and a lotus all at the same time. Or like a rose. That's really pretty. Anyways, I would like my life to be a statement of love and compassion, and where it is not, that's where my work lies. What is that? Who's the artist here? Oh, Ram Dass. Beautiful quote. Oh, I put it in upside down. Shoot for the stars. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Be who you are and say what you feel. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. That is Dr. Seuss. Love that. Growth isn't easy. It isn't without struggle. It isn't painless. Growth can be tough, but babe, I promise you it is so worth it. You're going to be happy, said life, but first I'll make you strong. Love that. Like wildflowers, you must allow yourself to grow in all the places people thought you never would. Being happy doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you've decided to look beyond the imperfections. I will get through this like I do every time. Take deep breaths. I am loved, safe, and protected. This will soon pass and I will feel happy again. This is not forever or constant. I am not my anxiety. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. And this is Rumi. You're loved, you are guided, you are seen, you are worthy of new beginnings. I love that she's on a swing set. I love that. When you're feeling lost, do a random act of kindness for someone. Just one gets hope flowing again. You are strong enough to handle it all, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Keep going. You owe yourself the love that you so freely give to others. Without the dark, we'd never see the stars. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. And that is Khalil Gibran. Gibran? I'm so bad at names, guys. You are enough. Dear me, you've been through a lot. I know it's hard, but I'm so proud of who you are. You are strong, brave, bright, and smart, and you were given the gift of a beautiful heart. So keep going strong and try not to stray. Everything you're praying for is on its way. Oh, that's a lovely little poem. So that is Healing Not Broken. So let's give these a little shuffle. I suspect that these may be hand cut because they do feel a little bit like they feel perfectly smooth, but they've just got that hint of sometimes the cards will fall in more of a clump. But if you take your time, they do shuffle up really nicely. The cardstock does feel thin, and it doesn't feel like it snaps back necessarily. It's got a bit of spring, but I've asked her about the cardstock. I think she said it was 120-pound gloss cover and 350 GSM. It feels, maybe because of the size of the cards or the fact that they may be, I'm just guessing, they may be coreless. It feels a little bit thinner, but I think they would hold up fine. I would probably want to like edge this in multiple colors or do something like that, but that is the initial deck that sort of started it all. So let's take a look now at oh, I forgot to zoom us back out. Let's take a look now at Continuing to Grow. So this is the follow-up deck. So same packaging, just different color and message. So I'll read the little starter message here. So same thank you card, and let's see what this one says. So it says, hello, you beautiful light. I hope these cards found you well, whether you're going through a hard time or if you're ever wanting to continue to grow personally, these cards are for you. These cards are series 2 of my healing decks. First deck is Healing Not Broken. These cards have been a blessing in my life and have helped me keep a positive mindset throughout my day, and my hope is that they can help you or a friend heal and grow as well. With lots of love, Brittany. And then again, how to use the cards. So very similar message here as on the first deck. And this is what the backings look like. So they say continue to grow, and they've got this cute little like watering can and still that kind of gold circle. So yeah, you have some continuity there. And this card stuck, funny enough. I'm sure they're exact. Yeah, they're the same. They feel the same. Yeah. So anyway, let's zoom back in and look at these cards or these messages. Okay. Some days it seems like a fight between the light and the dark emotions. Today, don't judge yourself for how you feel. Just acknowledge it. Your emotions are not invalid. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. If you focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. Remember, every time you're feeling blue, every challenge that you faced, you got through. Stop comparing your story to someone else's, and remember, your story is your superpower. In 6 months' time, you can either be in the same place or a better place. Focus on improving your health and happiness. It takes time, but you can make it happen. Love yourself even if no one else will. Find your balance. This is fun. It feels a lot different than the other cards, but it's really fun. I love the yin yang and the, yeah, I love that. I lost myself trying to please everyone else. Now I'm losing everyone while I'm finding myself. And that's okay. The right ones will stay. This is something that's so hard to articulate, but is actually really common on a personal growth path. When you've sort of morphed yourself into who you think everybody wants you to be, and then you try to find your way back to you. In the process, there's just such big shifts that oftentimes you find the relationships that you have change in really dramatic ways. So it's really neat to see that kind of acknowledged in that way. You are not a burden. Share your story, share your emotions. The right people will hear you. No amount of love from someone else will make you truly whole. It has to come from you. Maybe you went through it and survived it so you could help someone else make it through. Here's another landscape card. Massive growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, like again, I don't know that I'd want to see. I mean, I think it could have looked okay, maybe portraited, but it's such a pretty, like it's such a cool perspective with it wide like this. It's kind of worth it, you know? It's impossible to heal if you keep pretending you're not hurt. Truth. Today, try not to focus on the problems and focus on letting go. You're not responsible for fixing everyone and everything. Breathe. And there's a box here. It shows cords going to anxiety, anger, sadness. It's like you can unplug from that and pull everything back into yourself. If it doesn't bring you joy, let that shit go. Let love drive, it says here, which is cool. Negative self-talk can ruin your day, week, month, year. Would you say the things you say about yourself to a friend? You are worthy of love too. I am unapologetically accepting a life of massive growth and improvement. It says journal and thought prompt. Today I feel, I need, I forgive, I celebrate, I release, I trust that. This would be, by the way, a really good tarot spread as well if you pulled this. Yeah. Don't rush the process, babe. The slower the growth, the deeper the roots. Repeat after me. I am allowed to be both a work in progress and help others grow at the same time. There's a quote I saw somewhere. It was something like, I'm allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. So it's very similar kind of quote. I really like that sentiment. Dear God, and then in parentheses it says universe. I love that actually. It's like there's that thought to like, okay, not everybody uses the word God. Thank you for always supporting me and never giving up on my journey. That's pretty. Okay. Today, free yourself from the weight of what you cannot control. Stick with the people who pull the magic out of you. Today, try not to fight the waves of emotions. Let them flow over you. Soon it will be calm again. It's not selfish to take a day to yourself. Anxiety comes in many forms. If you notice it today, acknowledge it and then have a plan to help shift gears. For me, it's simply stepping outside. What's yours? Nah, dream bigger for yourself. The universe. Closed for repairs. Today, I pray for guidance towards my healing. Aww, stitching up that broken heart. Think about what one thing would make your week better. Now imagine that thing happening. What would you say when it happens? Who would you tell? What emotions would you feel? Surrender and let the universe do its thing. Be who God called you to be. People will adjust. Your life isn't yours if you always care about what someone else thinks. So, so true. You can be healing and emotionally closed off at the same time. Give yourself grace. Welcome all emotions. Just let love drive. You're worthy. Love it. Stay true to your own path and vibration. On your way, you will meet those who are on the same path as you. Journal thought prompt. What have I been giving life to that has not given life to me? With every act of self-care, your authentic self gets stronger and the critical, fearful mind gets weaker. You'll be amazed at what you can attract after you start believing in what you deserve. Be patient with me. I'm somewhere between losing my mind and finding my soul. So that is continue to grow. So let me zoom out. So what I initially thought I might do is see how these decks shuffle together because they are the same size. And that was a question I asked Brittany when I reached out to her. I was like, are they the same size? Could they be shuffled together? And they look exactly the same size. So let's give them a shuffle. Nice. The shuffle is a little bit sloppy. You can hear that. And that seems to be just a product of that sort of little bit of clumping that I was feeling. We'll see how she fans when we're done here. But in general, like together, you now have like an 88 card deck of really lovely affirmations that I think would be wonderful if you are currently working on your self-worth, if you're currently feeling like you're struggling, or you need a deck to reach for those positive messages, those sort of uplifting reminders that you are going to be okay. What flew out? Some days it feels like a fight between the light and the dark emotions. Don't judge yourself for how you feel. Just acknowledge it. So really, really beautiful. There is a part of me that's like, man, I wish the backs were like similar or that sort of thing. But affirmation decks are just really wonderful things to add into a self-care practice. They're also really wonderful reminders of the work you've already done. This is the kind of thing that's great when you're wanting to like follow up. You're wanting to remind yourself of the journal work that you've done, of the meditation work you've done, of the healing work you've done, and get those messages as reminders of what you've accomplished, how far you've come on your path. Decks like this are really great for that, and I love having a couple of affirmation decks in my collection. These are also really, really great, as was mentioned in how to use them. These are the kind of cards, too, because there's no system, because there's no order, you could literally gift these to people. You could, as she mentioned, leave them in random places. These would be fun to tuck into gift cards, holiday cards, that sort of thing. So just food for thought. There's a lot of ways you can work with decks like this, and I just really, really love the sentiment. I think she put a lot of heart and soul into the messages. It's clear that these are messages that are going to help support a healing and growth path. So I really think what she's created is really special, and I wanted to share with you guys. So that, my friends, is the Healing Not Broken and Continue to Grow affirmation decks by Brittany Sahurik. Super can't wait to hear what you guys think about these. I think they're really well done. I am excited to play with them a little bit more and form more cohesive thoughts around them, but I think they're really well done. I think they're really pretty, and the messages are really, really great for healing and for maybe a self-care toolkit or for somewhere else that you like to keep affirmation cards. These would be also great like to put like on a desk or give to friends, that kind of thing. So can't wait to hear your thoughts. Definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I will have all the relevant links down below so that you can check these out. As always, please do like this video if you enjoyed the walkthrough. Subscribe if you are new here. And don't forget to click the little bell and hit all notifications so you're notified when my new videos go up. And I occasionally do live streams here on this channel. If you want to book a reading, you can always do that with me over at supportivetarot.com. Thank you so, so much. And may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys.